Let's talk about this bombshell. How do we know that Elvis and Priscilla Presley have a previously unknown, aka secret, grandchild? How do we know anything about celebrities' lives? Lawsuits. First, let's talk about the grandkids that are known. There are 4 known grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild of Priscilla and Elvis. And because Priscilla and Elvis only had 1 child, these are all from Lisa Marie Presley's children. First, we have Riley and Ben. These 2 spent the most time with their mother and sadly in and around Scientology. I feel for Riley and the Presley family because my brother, also raised in Scientology, took his life at a young age. He was 19. Benjamin Keogh was 27 years old. And just as a fellow generational Scientologist, I know this broke many people's hearts. It had ripple effects through many communities. I digress. Harper and Finley were twins born much later. These girls were born in 2008. There was a very contentious custody battle, and because Lisa Marie Presley had been going through a harder time of her life, she did not see these kids as much as her first 2. In fact, it was confirmed that these girls spent a lot of their upbringing with Priscilla Presley as they were essentially taken away from their parents for a while. I'm not sure exactly what that all means, but Priscilla at one point had said, "No, the girls are not in foster care, they're with me, we've got it all figured out." Later, Riley went on to have a baby girl by surrogate. That child was born in August of 2022, so she's still little. So how do we know there's another grandbaby? Priscilla Presley is being sued in the state of Florida, and she says, "I have no part of Florida." So the rebuttal document is saying, "Oh, babe, yeah, you do." Because there is a grandchild who still resides in Florida as of today. Now remember, this was filed by one of Priscilla's very close friends. PSA for NDA right now. That lawsuit line perked up Tony Ortega's ears. Now Tony reports on all things Scientology. Did you know that Priscilla Presley and pretty much more than half the people we just talked about either grew up in Scientology or spent their lives in Scientology, and some of them are still practicing Scientologists? Anyway, that's why I'm here. I'm Liz Gale, your friendly and messy 3rd-generation ex-Scientologist. Welcome to the party. I've never known much about Elvis and the multiple scandals and controversies and conspiracy theories, but believe you me, this is a rabbit hole I am still jumping down, and there will be more content, so follow if you like this kind of stuff. And yes, I know, sometimes I talk a lot. Just deal with it, or don't. It is by simple process of elimination that said journalist got to this conclusion. The oldest grandchild, Riley, lives in California, not Florida. And her son, Ben, died in 2020, so obviously he couldn't be residing in Florida. The 2 younger twins live in California with their dad. The lawsuit is, in other words, implying that Lisa had another previously unknown child who lives today in Florida, and that this existing grandchild is part of the reason that Priscilla has definite ties to the state. So many theories about this. I'm sure you've heard the John Travolta one. There's another one about a woman who claimed to be Elvis's and Priscilla's daughter. I think her name was Deborah. I will dive into that. There's also the conspiracy idea that Elvis is not dead. He's some pastor in Tennessee, and he actually worked for the CIA to 1991, and Priscilla knew about it, so there could even be a later child. I know, everybody wants to be Elvis's grandchild or great-grandchild. I think legally, grandchild and great-grandchild can mean the same thing. So we don't even really know what generation we're talking about here. I'm hooked. I don't know about you, but I'm freaking hooked. Follow me for more.